Yes, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and all the viewers of the Zexon Amido YouTube Sports TV. Fellow fans that is in the entire world, most to the fans of football or to the football fraternity, it's a blessing to have you all wherever you are watching from. Thanks for the commentary, thanks for the comments, and thanks for the support, and also my sponsors, the likes of Dream Restaurant and even Alpha Tours and Travel, as well as the Hub Sports Collection. Fans, the Champions League is done, where we had some big games, the likes of Arsenal up against Real Madrid, the likes of PSG up against Aston Villa, Barcelona up against Borussia Dortmund, Bayern, Inter Milan, and even that was PSG and Aston Villa. We had some big games that is in the Europa League, the likes of Manchester United up against Lyon, and even in the conference where we saw Chelsea winning, that is up against Legia Warsaw. So to the fans that is in the entire world, it's a blessing to have you always, and also to thank you that you are still alive. The weekend is starting, that is tomorrow, and we'll be having some big games that is in the Premier League, and this time I've come to take you through that is the big games that will be taking action in the Premier League, some predictions and even some analysis on my view on what may be happening in this game. To those that like betting tips, I will still give a hint in these 10 games that will be happening more so, that is in the Barclays Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, and all the followers, just a back that is the table. Liverpool are still leading, that is the table, with almost a difference of about that is 9 to 11 points. Below Arsenal Football Club, the likes of Nottingham Forest are in 3rd position. Chelsea is still, that is in 4th position. The likes of Manchester City are following up. The likes of Newcastle Football Club, the likes of Aston Villa, the likes of Brighton and Hove are also following up. So it's a mixture of teams, and the competition is still very steep. But down, that is still in the relegation zone, we have Southampton, we have that is Ipswich Town, still battling it out. That is the likes of Leicester City. I think those 3 teams will be relegated. The likes of Wolves have improved, that is in performance, and we hope they won't be relegated. We have the likes of Everton who are also following up. Manchester United is still stuck, that is in 13th position. We have Brentford and even Crystal Palace, that is in 11th position. So that is a glimpse of how the table is looking. But fans that is in the entire world, still, as I told you that I will be coming back, I will be coming here mostly, that is for Premier League games. The early kickoff, that is tomorrow. Manchester City will be playing up against, that is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace have taken long without being beaten ever since the resumption, that is to form under coach, that is Oliver Glasner. The team is performing better. Remember last season they ended, that is on a high note, and even right now they are one of the most informed teams that is in the Premier League, having gotten big results up against the likes of up against the likes of Brighton and Hove, up against the likes of Manchester United, and whoever they are playing, they are on form, and even they are in the semi-finals of the FA Cup that they have never reached up to. Manchester City have not had such a good season. Current trading, that is in 6th position under the stewardship of the big man himself, that is Pep Guardiola. They have some injury worries, the likes of Rodrigo Cascante, the likes of Erling Brandt Haaland are out, but the other key players are all present, but they are fighting still, that is for Champions League football or Champions League qualification, but the gap is still just separated by only 1 point. So to the fans of football, I expect Crystal Palace to put a big statement, and this game could end, that is 1-1. Brighton up against Leicester City. Brighton had taken some time without winning, but I think this is one of the biggest games that they have to start on, given the fact that Leicester have lost their last 6 games consecutively. So whoever has been playing them, they haven't been getting, that is good results, and the coach, that is Ruud van Nistelrooy, could be under pressure for failure to deliver. Nottingham Forest will be playing, that is Everton, ever since that is the nomination of David Moyes as the coach of Everton Football Club. has only had one loss, and that is up against the league leaders Liverpool Football Club, where we saw that they also had some good performances and they were denied, that is 2 goals, meaning they would have won this game or even went for a draw. But up against Nottingham Forest previously lost up against Newcastle, meaning that things are not moving on positively, but they still need like some 4 wins to qualify, that is to Champions League football. So in this game, I could go for a draw up against Everton Football Club, given the fact that Everton have drawn, that is the most times, that is in the Premier League. Southampton will be playing, that is Aston Villa Football Club, and this game, Aston Villa are coming from a defeat, that is in the Champions League. I hope they will have to start on some good form they have had, more so at home, under the stewardship of the new signings, the likes of Marco Asensio and Marcus Rashford have been having a good form, and they have previously won 3 consecutive league games. So winning this game could uplift them, that is to either 5th position, since Chelsea has not played, that is their game. And on Southampton, this team has already been relegated, and we very well know after their previous loss, that is at the weekend. Arsenal will be wrapping up, that is the weekend, on Saturday with their latest game, that will be at 7:30. To the fans, the other game earlier on, Manchester City will be the opening game, and that will be 2:30 East African time, but in UK it will be like 12:30, so it is the early kickoff. The rest of the games are at 5 p.m, that is Ugandan time, and in UK time that is 15 p.m. Arsenal are fresh from winning, that is in the UEFA Champions League, despite of them previously drawing up against Everton, that was 1-1. We think up against Brentford, this could be their back to form after winning comfortably up against that is Real Madrid. Declan Rice scoring spectacular goals, and even the likes of Merino, who is just also scoring for fun, I think will be some of the talking points, and could be scoring in this game to make sure that Arsenal at least closes up the gap before Liverpool playing their game, that is on Sunday. So to the fans of His Exxon Hamid Sports updates, to my followers, that is in the entire world, we hope this will be a big win, that is for Arsenal Football Club. So you can go ahead and take this. Despite Brentford drawing up against Chelsea in a barren draw, that is at the weekend, Arsenal will not allow to lose this game. On Sunday, Chelsea will be playing up against Ipswich Town. This will be the early kickoff, that is 2 p.m, that is UK time, but the rest of the world, I think it will be below that. Chelsea, I think after being beaten 2-0 in the previous games up against Ipswich, that was the death of their form. Ever since then, things were not moving on positively. Fresh from winning, that is in the UEFA Conference League, we hope Chelsea can go ahead and win this game still up against Chelsea, up against Ipswich, if at all they at fight, that is for UEFA Champions League positions. Liverpool will be coming on with West Ham. This will be at 4 p.m. To the fans of Liverpool, the form hasn't been on your side after being ejected out of the UEFA Champions League by PSG. You had some slat in form, but I hope with the 7 games remaining, you could hold on, that is for the title. Fresh Mohamed Salah, that is my fellow Muslim, Mohamed Salah has managed to sign, that is the contract, and things are ongoing on with Virgil van Dijk. I think it is a big impression for him after signing 2 years. Currently the top scorer with 27 goals. We hope Liverpool could bounce back to winning ways, more so up against West Ham. We have another game. This will be we have another game that will be Spurs up against Wolves, and they will be at the Molinex Stadium. Spurs at home, they are not moving on positively, but Coach Pereira, that is Wolves, had uplifted the team from relegation zone now to Premier League stay. So we hope this would be a big encounter, but Wolves can go on and make an upset. Or to any fan, all my followers, and that is fans that is in the entire world, you can give this one, that is like 2 goals may appear in this game. Newcastle will be hosting, that is Manchester United. This will be the last game, that is at 6:30 East African time, and in the UK it will be, that is 4:30. Manchester United are previously beaten, that is at the weekend. We think maybe they can bounce back, but they are playing up against Newcastle, which is one of the most informed teams, more so when they are holding a game that is at their home stadium, that is St. James Park, a stadium with over 50,000 spectators. So Manchester United could be fighting for this, but on my side, I think you can give Newcastle a win over, that is Manchester United, despite of Manchester United drawing, that is in the UEFA Europa League, up against Newcastle. I think Newcastle are more competent and they can go ahead for a win. To those that followed me, that is on TV, that is on Friday after my Juma players, I think I'd given some of the wins, and you could continue with that. The last game will be Bournemouth up against Fulham, and this will be on Monday, and it is the last kickoff, that is at 10 p.m. East African time, and in the UK it will be, that is 20 or 8 p.m. That is Bournemouth up against Fulham. Bournemouth has fallen out with the form, and they have had almost 4 losses in their previous 6 games. Fulham are one of the most resurgent teams back on form, so we expect a big battle between these two teams, but you can go ahead and give, that is 2 goals may appear